The odor assaults you immediately. It's not the frantic splashes of scented oils on the floor, nor the heavy clouds of incense from ornate burners scattered around. It's not even the lingering musk of anxiety and fine fabrics embedded in the cold stone. No, it's decay, cloying, viscous, invading your senses like a living entity. This is the reek that settles deep in your throat, turning every swallow bitter. Rotting tissue dissolving under layers of luxurious cloth and wrappings, seeping relentlessly through fresh linens changed thrice daily. Yet it persists, unyielding. You see a noble reel back from the threshold, palm pressed to his lips, his complexion ashen like tainted veal. Nearby, a lord, his title already forgotten, heaves into the shadows, his morning meal staining priceless wall hangings that could ransom a hamlet. No aid comes his way, none risk nearing that portal. The novices at court, familiar only with this bloated figure draped in finery, clutch lavender-dampened cloths to their noses. Futile gestures, veterans of the realm who recall his youthful vigor and commanding presence, have mastered mouth-breathing, quick, shallow draws, never full inhalations, absolutely never. From the other side of the barrier, a guttural groan emerges, human at first, then twisting into something unearthly. Agony vocalized, the sort that sends shivers racing along your spine as if it seeks escape. Sentries at the entrance remain statue still, gazes averted to infinity. How many shifts have they endured? How many nights will those echoes haunt their rest? A healer bursts forth, hastening away, and in the brief aperture you glimpse chaos, heaps of pillows and satins cradling an immense form. Waxen skin gleams unnaturally. On the nightstand, vessels. You avert your eyes before comprehension dawns on their contents, the fluids they've extracted. The panel seals shut. The medic strides by, ignoring all, his grip trembling on a parcel of stained dressings. The aroma trails him, mortis, suppuration, and an undercurrent of sickly sweetness, far more vile. Murmurs ripple behind you. How much longer? Days? A reply. Perhaps mere hours. The fever. Hush! The sharp rebuke cuts through. Do you court the axe for foretelling? For that is the decree. Foreseeing the sovereign's end equates to high treason, unchanged for generations. Thus all sense his demise. All inhale its approach, yet lips remain sealed. You flatten against the masonry as fresh attendants arrive, their steps weighted with fatal resolve, like convicts marching to the block. What remedy remains? What sorcery could prevail? The form within is a vanquished war zone, surrendered seasons prior, perhaps epochs. They attend merely to witness, to affirm later their exhaustive efforts absolve them of blame. Heaven forbid recrimination. Another wail protracted, dissolving into indistinct mutterings. One syllable pierces. Jane. Jane Seymour departed 11 years past, the sole consort whose loss truly grieved him. She rests at Windsor, as he decreed long ago, when mortality seemed a stranger's fate. Footfalls resound in the hall, deliberate, authoritative strides of velvet-clad figures exuding imminent dominion. The Seymour kin, Edward and Thomas, arriving to vigil over their ailing relative by marriage. Officially, yes, but their eyes betray ambition, schemes hatched, maneuvers underway. Beneath the putrefaction and aromatics lurks opportunity's tang. The monarch fades. His successor, a mere child of 9, leaves mighty, reformed, affluent England ripe for the swiftest, shrewdest predator. At last, the entrance yields one final time, unleashing a primal howl that rends the silence. Savage, inhuman, beyond vocal capacity. It swells and ebbs endlessly, devolving into raw cacophony, the essence of unadulterated torment. Then, void, a heavier quiet, prompting pulse counting, questioning if release has come, followed by labored, sodden respirations. Persistent? Not quite. Ponder the occupant, Henry VIII, the Tudor who defied the pontiff and enforced it, who wed 6 times, discarding mates like worn garments, who raised abbeys, elevated peers, slaughtered multitudes, reforged faith for a refused annulment. Once exquisite, 6 feet 2 inches of athletic grace, aureate locks, charisma that awed envoys. He danced tirelessly, tilted at rings, pursued quarry, crafted melodies, the envisioned Renaissance sovereign. Now he putrefies in life behind that barrier. 38 years of unchallenged rule, desires seized, dissenters erased. The nation yielded or shattered. Yet he commands neither his viscera nor mobility. Speech falters. Sepsis devours him internally. Once Europe's mightiest, reduced to crowned carrion pus and demise's bouquet. And you shall behold his passing. Before we cross, for those unflinching before history's shadows, engage that approval icon and join our historical explorers. We venture where volumes dare not. This prelude to Henry's terminal ordeal promises revelations you won't forsake. Enter now. The barrier parts. You advance. Warmth engulfs. Flames roar in the hearth. Timber snaps. The chamber swelters at 90 degrees, yet the bed's occupant shudders beneath pelts. Compel your gaze, the visage inflated unrecognizably, neck lost in corpulent rolls, orbs recessed in puffery like currants in pastry, unthinkable, yet undeniable. Journey back with me to April of 1509. London's avenues throng for the fresh ruler's investiture. At 17, Henry VIII embodies divine artistry, towering 6 feet 2 amid averages of 5.5, broad as a sphere, girth spannable by hands, tresses that transmute daylight to aureate. Clad in cloth of gold, silk interlaced with bullion, he radiates mythos. Multitudes roar till hoarse. 3 years on, behold him at the lists. Armor gleams etched with Tudor emblems tailored to a 32-inch midriff, 44-inch torso. He thunders forward. Shaft strikes true on the foe's plate. The rival soars, tumbles, lies still. Henry pivots, lifts his helm, beams. Adoration erupts. At the banquet, he whirls 6 hours unbroken. Damsels wilt from fatigue. He persists. Then, lute in hand, another hour of his own airs. The Venetian legate reports, fluent in French, English, Latin, Italian, master of strings and keys, impromptu vocalist, archer unmatched, jouster supreme. This sovereign decrees an independent ecclesia, beheads Thomas More for dissent, dismantles priories brick by brick, fabricates charges against Anne Boleyn, severing her neck, then weds Jane Seymour 11 days hence. Unrivaled sovereignty. For 30 years, his whims enact statutes. Opposition evaporates. His frame appears invincible until January 24, 1536. At Greenwich, aged 44, he tilts, charges the barrier, lance poised, mishap. Opponent's spear glances awry. He catapults. 400 pounds of sovereign and steel crash onto frost, vibration felt 50 feet distant. Then, equine avalanche, 1.5 tons of frenzy. 2 hours presumed demise. He revives, fractured. Migraines ensue weekly, excruciating, confining him to darkened chambers, bellowing days. Rage erupts unpredictably, mirth to mandate in instants. Leg lesion festers untreated. Ulcer enlarges, discharges perpetually. Remedies, lancets, searing irons. He clamps hide between teeth. Futile. Excrescence burrows to bone. Adiposity surges abnormally. Waist from 32 to 42, 48, 54 inches. By 1545, cuirass evidences 58, near 5 feet circumferential. Countenance balloons. Jowl engulfs in pleats. Limbs sprout further sores, bilateral, perpetual. Ambulation ceases. Contraptions with winches and harnesses. Sextet of bearers convey him chamber to chamber, for England's liege cannot perambulate. Contemporary diagnosticians posit cranial trauma from the tilt, frontal impairment yielding caprice and fury. Cushing's affliction, adenohypophyseal neoplasm, saturating with corticosteroids. Type 2 mellitus, evidenced by saccharine urine denoting non-healing lesions. Cause irrelevant, transformation absolute. In his 50s, Henry VIII is alien, 400 pounds of faltering vitals and septic matter, yet reigning, endorsing fatalities, deluded into convalescence, clinging to canvas ideals. If this grips you, seeking unvarnished verity and visceral dread, why delay allegiance? 98% withhold. Voice barriers below, for we descend into his ultimate abyss. December 1546. Outside Whitehall's royal quarters, his utterances filter through, not coherent, but undulating moans like tides. Medic's shuttle, emerging swifter, bearing unspeakable loads. A fledgling practitioner ventures, the left limb's lesion blackened, tissue. Lower, but if undisclosed, that he perishes, court decapitation for augury? Treason's edict binds tongues. Internally, necrosis claims the gashes, crimson to violet to ebony, cadaverous flesh, battlefield foul after 3 days. They excise when feasible, lucid intervals permitting, carving regal remnants like defective cuts. His shrieks echo palace-wide, febrile episodes multiply, tri-daily, quotidian. Thermals vault to hallucination, he flails, berates phantoms. Cromwell traitor, dead 6 years. Catherine of Aragon approach. Longer gone, delirium yields to fleeting lucidity. Quill tremors render scripts illegible. Solitude thickens beyond miasma. Who attends? Who endures salivation and lament? Who isolates with the expiring? The jester feigns ailment, absence, unchallenged, uncondemned. Even Catherine Parr, 6th spouse, errs. Early December theological discourse, minor discord. He detects apostasy, arrest warrant swift. Informed, she kneels nocturnally, tearful, avowing scholarly deference. He strokes her crown. Thus, my dear, amity restored. Warrant vanishes. Terminal, he retains lethality. New Year's Day, 1547. Inaugural without the crown. Frailty bars, festivities. January's first septenary, bedbound. Immobile. Cushions and furs refreshed incessantly, sodden. Sustenance wanes. Wine-dipped crusts, sporadically. Second septet. Fevers intensify. Dermal blaze through coverings. Zenith. Vacant stare. Vacant mind. Dialogues with the deceased. Fever fractures. Momentary reason. Employed, Duke of Norfolk Towerside, slated for January 28th. Kin plead clemency. Silence. The elder perishes by fiat. Third septet. Articulation slurs, tongue swollen. Medics conspire. Duration? Days? Septenary? Exterior. Edward Seymour omnipresent, forging pacts. Upon demise, 9-year-old Edward ascends, puppeteer puppet's realm. Slow-motion usurpation amid vital flickers. Intrigue festers. Susurrations, nocturnal conclaves. Core, sweltering sanctum, Henry wanes and waxes. Breath shallow, erratic, protracted cessations freezing all. Retinue shifts, 4 hours duty, 8 respite. Endurance limits. Metropolis pulses. Bazaars bustle, youth frolic. Citadel suspends. History's paramount despot expires solitary in squalor. If enthralled, why forego our chronicles? 98% abstain. Comment reluctance. Specify desires as we witness sovereign's terminal gasps. January 21st. Behold final endorsement. Limb quivers thrice for inscription. Once bold flourish, now infantile scrawl. Henry R. For Rex, sovereign. Bolstered appendage. Nib rasps vellum. Ink scarce sets ere removal. That quiver marks Henry's autographic finale. 23rd. Uprising impossible even to seat. Exertion prohibitive. Throne idols opposite. Lucid stares query. Recollects ambulation. Revelry? Combat? Or submerged in submersion? Vigil initiates unspoken. Aristocrats materialize anomalously. Urgent pretexts proximate, not intimate. The effluvium repels. but adjacent. Anterooms, passages, staking claims. Within, hexed maximum. Pulses probed delicately. Pillows realigned. Scribe poised for edicts. Perpetual relays. Stamina fails. 25th. Cleric summoned. Ritual expectancy. Extreme unction. Confession. Spiritual readiness. Refusal. Arrogance. Denial. Or conviction of resurgence. Fever yield. Decadal dominion. Or dread. Schismatic from Rome. Self-proclaimed ecclesial apex. Decades disputing redemption. Now error. Pontifical verity. Judgment for rift. Blasphemy. Spousal sanguine. Thus dismisses with feeble waves, persisting in parish. 26th. Unconscious predominates. Respirations altered, superficial, spasmodic, extended halts inspiring collective apnea. Odor peaks, vents agape, gelid influx, combustibles, essences, abrasions, death dominates. Dermis waxy jaundiced, lips fissured, sanguine, orbs aperient, unseeing. Vents widen, January chill preferable to asphyxia. Drapes descend, internal rhyme. He quakes cloaked, unalleviated. Corridors, supplications, not restoration, perhaps absolution. Chiefly termination. Anterooms, machinations. Seymour faction crystallizes. Peers align. Insomnia engulfs Whitehall. Nocturne, Archbishop Thomas Cranmer cited from Canterbury. Sovereign summons requires. Cranmer, Henry's primate 15 years. Facilitated Roman rupture. Sanctioned Aragon dissolution. Inception. Traverses frost. Mounts vapor. Unaware of discovery. 27th Vesper, Cranmer attains post-twilight. Escorted through hushing halls, evading courtiers' glances, rigid wardens. Effluvium precedes ingress. Dim despite blaze, tapers gutter in gusts. Palatial palate overwhelms. Cranmer halts. No majesty, scarcely mortal. Visage tumefied beyond identity. Form indeterminate in expanse. Bedding commences. Breath sodden, arduous, drowning arid. Cranmer nears, genuflex bedside. Sire, void, lid sealed, features lax. Cranmer lingers. Orisons, anticipation. Exterior, predators convene. Seymour allies. Peers gauge allegiances. Scribes draft preambles. Embargoed. Sleepless vigil. Hours drag. 10 post-meridian, 27th. Lids flutter transiently. Vestige of cognition. Vocal attempt. Labials stir. Mere phlegm. Cranmer inclines. Sire. Labials renew. Shaping. Inaudible. Absolution. Remorse. Revolt. Befuddlement. Terminal neural misfires. Lids seal. Midnight, 28th, 1547. Dawn breaks. Henry endures improbably. Shift palpable. Silences timbre. Gestures deliberate. Pious. Imminence universal. Cranmer murmurs, Sire, audible, reposed with deity, confident in Christ's compassion. Dextral twitch. Digit quiver. Cranmer clasps. Reciprocation. Frail clasp. Not joust crusher's vice, but pressure. Affirmation inferred. Signified. Relies on divine grace. Verity. Aspiration. Tactile reflex. Henry's terminal interchange. Digits slacken. One anti-meridian. Terminal gurgle. Initiates. Unheard. Fortunate. Fluid lungs aspirating through effusion. Dank, resonant, interminable atrocity. Cranmer intones unwavering, wrote, what? Alternative? Entourage petrifies. Epical. Ancestral anecdote. Gurgle vies with conflagration. Zephyrs. 130. Ante, subdued sobs. Source obscure. Perhaps reminiscing the lithe lord nocturnal dancer. 2 ante. Final alteration. Languid elongated intermissions per strider. Cranmer's litany syncopates. Pater noster in caelus interlude. Sanctificator nomen tum interlude. Adveniat regnum. Interludes elongate. 5 ticks. 10. 15. Pretense abandons. Vigil on palate. 20. Kneel. 25. Cranmer truncates. 30. Silence. Medic advances. Digits to carotid. Pulse quest. Pauses. Repeats. Surveys. Affirms. Henry VIII. Deceased. no valediction theatrics, no celestial portent. Mere cessation, respiratory absence, circa 2 ante-meridian, January 28, 1547, 55 years. Sanctum suspends, eternities in instants, mere moments. Whisper, the king is dead. Succession commences, yet herein mere remains. 400 pounds cooling in satins, overpowering putrescence. You have observed regnal extinction, shared their vigil in mortality's antechamber, inhaled their ambiance, witnessed their vista, stirred, revulsion, intrigue, perchance compassion for the fiend? Affirm subscription to our annals forthwith. Absent that, disclose inducements below, for aftermath awaits. Terminal atrocity, post-mortem betrayal. Corpse reposes hours untouched. Contemplate. England's potentate, supine in demise, unmoved. No ocular closure, no limb alignment, no prompt obsequies, fear of primacy in contact. Accusation of foul play? Political projectile, solitary with cadaver? Thus, abandoned. Concurrently, Edward Seymour commandeers, dispatches, coalitions, coup in secrecy pre-publication. Proclamation delayed to 10 forenoon, 8 post-expiry hours of cabal, while remains chill. By divulgation, victory his, juvenile secured, Edward sequestered, assembly, lieges emplaced. Regime shifts air awareness, complication, mass, 400 pounds arduous, septic, edematous, chronically tainted, daunting. Thanatopractors confront, initiation, hours labor, effusions evacuated, orifices stuffed aromatics, botanicals, retardation, obfuscation as effluvium exacerbates postmortem. Casket colossal, plumum-lined necessity, internals layered spices, herbs, serrated fabrics. For cessation halts, not decay, accelerates. Windsor transit, diurnal cortege, cautious. Sarcophagus conveyed meticulously. Rupture terror. Nocturnal halt, Sion Monastery. Here, narrative veers arcane. Chronicle, fable, fact, of seepage or rupture, dawn fluids pool, canines imbibing leavings, scholars contest, adversaries smear, theurgic retribution on despot, ecclesial defiler, deity's coda. Credences spread, persistence, unveils terminal perception, no laureled lord, but aberration, containment-defying corruption. Interred Windsor Citadel, St. George's Vault, adjacent Jane Seymour, third consort, Edward's progenitor, parturient casualty. No mausoleum grandeur, planned, commissioned, realm splendor. Unfinished. Daughter Elizabeth ascending, neglects. Thus Henry VIII, monument craver, immortality seeker, faith reviser for vanity, merits unadorned pavement, lithic epigraph. Unremarkable. Accessible today, sightseers tread oblivious. Tally toll, 2 consorts decapitated, Boleyn, Howard, adultery artifices, dispensable. 2 annulled, Aragon, Cleves. Latter exiled, perished. Former astute, compliant, endured. 1 obstetric demise, Seymour, Sunbearer. 1 survivor. Parr outlasting 18 moons. Consorts famed, executions septuagenary thousands, perchance exceeding. Ledgers imperfect, insurrections millennial. Cromwell, architect of schism, beheaded. More, luminary and canonized, intimate, guillotined for ecclesial repudiation. Fisher, cardinal bishop, severed. Roster interminable, elites, plebeians, clergy, savants, opposers, encumbrances. Yield, eternal England. Anglican persistence. Roman severance reshapes ethos, governance, creed, enduring. Offspring, Edward VI, heir cherished 15-year tubercular frailty, never envisioned stalwart. Mary I, Iberian Union, re-Catholicizes, bloody for pyres, barren, despised quinquennially. Elizabeth I, Boleyn's issue, marginalized, steadies, paramount sovereigness, 45-year adored reign. Paradox, inaugural divorce's fruit, Roman catalyst, triumphs. Pathology, debated. Tilt trauma, 1536, lobar lesion, persona shift, irascibility, disinhibition. Cushing neoplasm, cortisol deluge, obesity surge, lunar facies, recalcitrant sores, volatility. Mellitus confirmed, glycosuric, hyperglycemia fueling irresolution, catabolism, phlebitis, stagnant circulation, necrosis. Syphilis speculated, equivocal. Congruence probable. Comorbidities cascade, mutual exacerbation, systemic implosion. Indisputable. Solitary end. Detested, not adored. Potent terminal. Supremacy unavailing, pain unabated, proximity shunned, repose denied, dignity absent. 38-year absolutism purchases filth-bound extinction, encircled by anticipators of breath's halt, scavenging onset, tyranny's levy. Fascination endures 478 years posterior. Tomes, visuals, dissections. Henry cautions incarnate, surfeit authority's peril. Unopposed fiat. Eliminable dissent. Echo chamber isolation, corporeal mirroring, moral decay. Immortality craved, monoliths, renown, historiographic ubiquity. Granted, inverted, no aureate youth, no enlightened potentate. Recalled, beast, autocrat, vivisipulture. The bouquet lingers. We've traversed 16 minutes amid beast and mortal, charting plummet from princely luster to cadaverous husk. Our dispatches deliver sanguine realities weekly, unlaundered annals, olfactory, anguished, disconcerting. Forging fellowship for verity's devotees, tenebrous undaunted, unite via endorsement, or articulate abstention below. Impediments? Next dispatch delves deeper shadows. Omnipotence begets depravity, isolation. Henry's theorem in sinew, osseous, festering. Possessed superlative, incalculable opulence, theocratic mandate, self-scripted, national, doctrinal, temporal reconfiguration. Barter yielded nil essential, torment unrelieved, affection unearned, decease untranquil, undignified. Extinction execrable, as ditch-side surf, perchance inferior, forewarned 38 years, impotent arrest. Pedagogic omission, monarchs perish wretchedly, potentates preeminently, authorities' longevity expunges voracious counselors, environs sycophants or exploiters. Vacancy at nadir, no affectionate clasp, mere obligatory chronometric till cessation. Humanity permeates atrocity, compelling. Centuries hence, Henry innate not monster, evident, aesthetic, gifted, magnetic, balladic idol, fracture, tilt, unbridled ascent, or incremental perversion from desiderata's satiety, eroding alterity. Beneath despotism, decay, feverish summons to departed spouse, judgment-phobic right rejection, sentient anguish, sans compassion, tragic beyond macabre, alternate path viable, 18-year exemplar, intellect charisma potency beneficent, not egotism, suspicion, carnage. Unchosen, history's visage, unvarnished, aroma, authentic, not gallery gloss, not cinematic elegance. This anguish, suppuration, apprehension, asphyxial strider amid adjacent intrigue. Omitted curricula, discomforting malodorous facets. Crave continuation? Inquisitive on Robespierre's pre-guillotine mandible detonation, skeletal stabilization for blade? Forthcoming. Terror's progenitors invariably culminate catastrophically, inescapably. We scrutinize totality. Endurance to terminus, 17 minutes mortality, vigil with us. Significatory, resilience to rawness, unseeking sanitized saga, genuine, sanguine, dread, psyche's umbra, world molder. Dissent gratifying? Endorse promptly. Weekly recurrences, variant extinctions, autarchs, unwavering tenebrosity. Non-endorsement, rationale solicited below. Content, narration, duration, gloom, articulate, we serve. For authentic questers unafraid of cruor, ichor, veracity, discerning Bowdlerized falsehood, veritable darker, odder, humane beyond scholastic veneer. Until subsequent, should fortitude persist.